Okay, this is gonna be my first take on taking on the whole video, so let's go. So this video will be talking about how anyone can become an artist. And with art, this is something anyone can master. It's a skill, not a talent, not something you're born with, but something you can hone over time with practice. And it's vital that you know this because a lot of people would give up and say, oh, this is not for me, or I was not born to do this. But maybe you are. You just need to try and try over and over and over and over until you fail, until you embrace that failure, so then you can try to perfect all your areas of failure to build up to your perfection. Now to begin, we will be talking about the first grip in a second. Okay, so we'll be talking about the forehand grip. The forehand grip is one of the important things that I've learned in the past year. It's something that boosted my art or my line work up by maybe 30%. With this grip, it provided me more stability, more control over my pencil, and it also gave me better line strokes so that when I do line art for commissions per se or for my final sketches, no, for my sketches I wanted to turn to original art pieces, it made my work pop out more and it made everything look more and more perfect. So when you do this, you would want no, when you do my exercises in the following clips, you would want to do all of this untraditional. Doing this traditionally allows you to see all your work in the future in a physical way. You could look back and see how you improved. You could go back and see how you overcame your weaknesses or whatever. And this right here is important. It's important because with this, you are allowed to overcome that drainage in your head or blackout or artist block or whatever. Or I don't know how to say this, but that thing that happens to artists when they get tired. Because when you see this, you would look back and be like, oh wow, I improved a lot. And that right there would increase that dopamine in your head and make you want to continue going on and on, like motivation, for example. And I think motivation is very important when you want to go practice art in the long run. So in this first one, we'll be talking about lines. As you can see, I'm going back and forth with my cursor. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm building muscle memory in my arms. And for the first exercise, I did long lines with my arm, shoulder, and hand all in sync. Well, the thing that's moving actually is my shoulder, and my pencil is being held with my hand using a forearm grip. So what I'm doing right now is drawing lines at different lengths. And that right there allows me to have better control in the future when I do finalized pieces over my lines. Now for this fourth exercise, I'm going to draw a circle. I'm not really good at this one. This is not something I practice a lot. I'm going to draw a line, almost like a 90-degree angle. Alright, and once I've done that, I'm going to continue to draw one line through the middle. Now I'm going to draw another line, cut in those two, and another line. And I'm going to continue breaking off the spaces over and over. And what I'm doing right now is also building a memory in my hand, or in my muscles rather. And this allows me to remember in what angle and what motion I draw. And in the future, when you're doing line art on traditional or on digital, without wanting to edit over and over, you would have that memory in your muscles on how you could draw those line strokes. So I'm going to continue doing this on the other side too, so I can have an understanding from both angles on how to draw lines. As you can see, I'm not that good, but practice makes perfect. Alright, so that's segment one, lines. And now we will move on to the next segment, perspective. Now, with perspective, this is important because for starter manga artists or for any artist in general, perspective is how we view things from our eyes. And with this, it's important because everything around you consists of perspective, and perspective can amplify your art pieces or provide you better composition in deciding what you want to draw or whatever it is. Perspective is practically the most important fundamental, in my opinion, for manga artists or for any artist in general. So as you can see, I've drawn the horizon line, the vanishing points, and I'm going to just demonstrate on how this perspective works. But I'm not going to go in depth right now. Maybe in a future video I'll talk more about perspective, but for now I'm just going to be drawing it. So I'm drawing one up there, and then all of the cubes I'm drawing, it all protrudes back to the vanishing point. I'm going to draw another one. And it's going to go all the way back to the vanishing point. Alright. I'm going to continue drawing cubes more and more in all of these examples. So with the first point, perspective, and with the second point, and with the third point, there are a lot of things that you can see that are different about all of them. And again, yeah, I won't explain it now, but maybe in the future in another video. So, let's just continue. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this is my first take on a YouTube video, so I'm not that good. But, yeah, I don't know. Just trying to overcome some fears or whatnot. So with third point perspective, there are two vanishing points that are, well, no, I'm bad at explaining. There's three vanishing points. I've drawn open circles because those are the vanishing points that you could decide on in the places it could be in. So as you can see, I'm gonna draw a cube there. And drawing cubes is just like the easiest practice that you could do with perspective. And yeah, all of these can be turned to buildings, or you could use them on characters, form, and whatnot. Let's get a closer look on each of them. And yep, that is just a quick sketch of what all the perspectives look like. Probably might not be accurate, but right now I'm just, explaining to you what perspective would look like. In the future video, of course, I will explain more and more on it in depth so you can have a better understanding. But for now, that's pretty much the first two things that you need to do. So for the summary of Module 1, what's important and what you should have learned watching this video is how you hold the pencil, the lines, and perspective. All of this in which is important because it affects how your art pieces look. So the times that you should do these per day, it ranges for you, but for me, I spent about 2 hours on it. Maybe when I started, yeah, I spent 2 hours on it when I first started, but then as I got a mastery of it over time and how I do it, this became second nature, became something I was more accustomed to. And with that, it helped me to become more faster and more accurate so that I don't have to spend more time on finishing it. I demonstrated a better understanding of what I was doing with all the fundamentals that was like explained to the video. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this first video. Sorry about the speech and whatever. This is my first video, so yeah, I hope I did a good job on it. I'll see you next time. Bye.